I think everyone's just about ready. So thank you for joining us today, for sharing your time and your yoga practice to help you take care of yourself and increase your vibration. And we're on our journey today of balancing our chakras. So we've actually done 5 already. This is our number 6. So the chakras are energy points that sit along your spine. So the first one we did was the root chakra. So it's down near where your sit bones are. And then the sacral chakra was the next one. And then solar plexus. And then we did heart. And then last week was throat. This week we're doing third eye. It sits between your eyebrows. And then the last one that we'll do next week is your crown chakra. So what we're doing is we're cleansing and charging our energy centers, and that way it will help with our overall physical and mental wellness. So just in a comfortable seated position, softening your eyes and tuning into your space that you're in. Taking some deep breaths, feeling the earth underneath your sit bones and underneath your feet. Nice tall spine. And as you take each inhalation, imagine you're breathing from the earth. Imagine you've got roots like a tree underneath your sit bones. And as you inhale, you're breathing out the earth's energy up into your spine. And you're drawing it up your spine all the way out through each of the chakra points. And then when it comes up to the crown chakra, it splashes all over your aura. So you're inhaling, drawing the breath up and drawing the vibrations from the earth. Imagine your spine is like a golden beam of light. So you're bringing all of that beautiful energy up the beam of light through each of the chakra points, and then it comes out through the crown chakra and then just splashes all over your aura. So continue on with that. Imagine that beautiful beam of light, and imagine how you're inhaling and bringing up all the beautiful energy of the earth that's grounding you. Taking your consciousness inward. Just taking some nice deep breaths here. Asking yourself if you can feel the energy as it comes up. You may feel a tingling through your hands as you feel the energy as your body starts to charge up. Continuing on. So the color of the third eye chakra is indigo. And it's linked to your intuition and your vision and your perception. It synchronizes with the pituitary gland that sits at the base of the brain. And the pituitary gland helps to control your hormones, your growth, your blood pressure, and your energy. If the third eye is blocked, it can manifest with migraines, sinus pain, lack of imagination, fear, and panic. If it's balanced, you feel intuitive, grounded, perceptive, you have bright dreams, good mental strength, and good vision. And the yoga poses that we use to help to charge and balance the third eye is the child's pose, extended puppy pose, downward dog, triangle pose, apanasana, and head to knee pose. So as we go through our yoga practice today, thinking about your third eye and trusting and honoring your intuition. So bringing your attention to the top of your head. As you sit, feel your forehead grow light and your thinking mind fall quiet. Let any worries and thoughts fall silent as you slowly breathe through your nose and out through your mouth. As your lungs become filled with air, your body slowly begins to relax, starting from your head and all the way down to your toes. Feel your lower body grow heavy and your upper body grow light. Feel the freedom of the air flow through your limbs and all the way into your forehead, feeling your forehead start to grow cool and weightless. Slowly rid yourself of all the thoughts and worries and begin to visualize a small purple ball at the center of your forehead. This is your third eye. As your two normal eyes are closed and sightless, the third eye begins to expand and grow, accumulating more and more energy as it grows. See the purple ball grow and grow larger, but not heavier. Your third eye is also light as a feather. As the purple ball begins to push against the edges of your forehead, feel it push against them and then burst open. Imagine the purple energy of your third eye flowing freely through your body, your head, your throat, your chest, belly, and legs. Feel them all drenched with this wonderful purple energy. As you open your eyes, feel your third eye light and healing. As we bring our hands to Anjali Mudra, we're going to open our yoga practice with an Om. You can join me if you wish, but you don't have to. I'm going to take a big breath in and then breathe out all that doesn't serve us. Another breath in. Om. And let's come to tabletop position. Just opening up our hands and having our knees underneath our hips. We're going to inhale and lift our chest. Have a nice curve through the spine, and then exhale as you raise your spine up towards the ceiling and bring your head down with your gazing point through your legs towards your feet. So continue on. Some more inhalations and exhalations as you get some movement through the spaces between your vertebrae. Just go at your own time, your own rhythm, letting your breath initiate the movement. Taking 3 more breaths here. And then on our last breath, take your knees a little wider and bring your buttocks down to your heels, lifting your chest up and walking your hands forward down into child's pose, bringing your forehead down to the mat. And if it's comfortable for you, bringing your hands back beside you, back towards where your feet are. And we're going to stay here for about 6 breaths. On each exhalation, allow your body to surrender into the pose, letting your body fall heavy, feeling the earth underneath your top of your feet and your shins and your forehead and the back of your hands. Taking some big deep breaths here. Feeling the stretch through the back of your lower back. Feeling the mat on your forehead. Let's take 3 more breaths here. And last one. And coming up into tabletop. And this time we're going to go into extended puppy pose. So we're going to keep our knees at a right angle and keep our buttock up towards the ceiling. And we're going to walk our hands forward. And as we do, we're going to come down, bring our forearms down to the mat. And we're going to squeeze back through our shoulders, bring our shoulders back and down into extended puppy pose. Our forehead can come down to the mat. So imagine your shoulders just bringing them back and squeezing through the scapula. Buttocks are up towards the ceiling. And noticing that the earth underneath your third eye. Taking 5 breaths here. As you inhale each breath, imagine you're inhaling the energy, the grounding energy of the earth up through the third eye and charging your whole body with that beautiful earth's energy. Imagine the beautiful purple ball in the third eye area. And as you inhale each time, the ball gets bigger and bigger and lighter, covering your whole body. Taking a couple more breaths here. Noticing the opening through the top of the upper back and shoulders. And then slowly coming back up, walking your hands back to tabletop. And from here, we're going to open up through our hands and lift our hips up towards the ceiling and tucking the toes under. Bringing our feet about hip width apart and walking our heels down towards the mat. Taking some nice deep breaths here and feeling the stretch through the back of the legs and through the upper back. Let's take 4 more breaths here. And 1 more breath. And taking your feet a little wider than the mat, have a slight bend in your knees and walk your hands back towards your body underneath your feet into a forward bending position. Just allow your body to fall forward and heavy here. Slight bend in your knees. Your head is falling heavy, your shoulders are heavy. Opening up through the lower back.
Your hands can be on the floor or they can be on your shins, wherever's comfortable for you. Let's take 4 more breaths here. And then slowly walking your hands up your legs, coming up to standing position. And give your body a little shake. And we're going to go into a warrior sequence next. So we're going to take our left foot slightly turned out and step forward with the right foot, just comfortably forward. Bringing your hips and shoulders nice and square so they're facing forward. And we're going to inhale and lift our arms up, raise our gaze, and have a bend through that front knee. So the front knee is over the ankle. And let's take 6 breaths here. Really lengthening the body, lifting up through your arms towards the ceiling. That's it, keeping that nice bend in the front leg. And on the next exhalation, taking your arms down towards the floor and lengthening out through the right knee, and then bringing the hands behind you up into a humble warrior, clasping your hands behind your back and lengthening out that right leg. The gaze point is down towards the right foot. Let's take 4 more breaths here. Lifting up through the hands, nice strong legs. And then releasing the legs down to the mat, releasing the hands to the mat. Having your right hand next to your foot. If you have a block available, you can put the block next to your foot. And then inhale, lift your left hand up towards the ceiling and take your eyes with it. So you're opening up through the top of the chest, and a slight bend in your upper spine, a nice twist. And taking 4 breaths here. Scanning your body to see where you're feeling this one. Probably through the front of the chest and the back of the right leg. Feeling your hand nice and grounded on the floor. And then on the next exhalation, bring the left hand down to the mat. And then inhale, bring your hands back up. Back to Anjali Mudra and coming back to standing position. Give your legs a little shake. And then we're going to go to the other side. So this time we're going to have our right foot slightly, toes slightly out to the side. And we're going to step forward with the left foot. And then having your hips and shoulders square, inhale, lift up through the arms, bending through the left knee. Take your gaze up towards the ceiling, lifting up through the hands, really lengthening through the body, lifting up through the chest, nice and strong through your feet and legs. Noticing your hip flexor on the right side, getting a nice stretch. 4 more breaths here. One more breath. And then exhale as you bring your hands forward, bring your chest forward, lengthen out through the left leg and bring your hands behind you, clasping them into humble warrior. Nice and strong through the feet. Your gaze point down towards your left foot, lifting up the hands, stretching through the shoulders and the back of the left leg. Taking 4 more breaths here. And then on the next exhalation, allow your hands to come down to earth. bring the left hand just inside the left foot. As you inhale, bring the right hand up towards the ceiling and take your gaze with it. Opening up through the chest, a nice twist through the upper back. Nice and strong through the left leg, so the left leg's lengthened. And you're getting a nice stretch through the back of the hamstrings on the left leg and stretching through the front of the chest. Taking 4 more breaths here. And on your next exhalation, bringing your right hand down to the mat. And we're going to inhale and bring our arms back up to Anjali Mudra and then walk our feet together. Give your legs a little shake. Okay, so from here we're going to do our sun salute. We'll do 3 rounds today. So let's come to the top of the mat. Standing with your feet quite close together, nice and comfortable. We're going to inhale and lift our arms, lift our gaze. Exhale, we're going to fold forward. As we inhale, lifting up through the chest, lengthening the spine. And then exhale, we're going to step back into a high plank. And then lower our body to the mat, bending through the arms. And inhale as you lift up into an upward dog. And exhale, lifting your hips up into a downward dog. Getting nice and comfortable here. Raise your gaze towards your hands and then step forward into a forward bend. We're going to inhale, lift and lengthen the spine. Exhale, draw our chest to our legs. And then inhale, bring our arms back up to Anjali Mudra. Good. Okay, let's go 2 more rounds. You can go at your own pace or you can come with me. And if you need to have a rest, feel free to have a rest. So let's go to round 2. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, folding forward. Bring the hands down to the mat. Inhale, lift the chest. Lengthen the spine. And then step back into a high plank. Or you can bring your knees down to the mat into a low plank. And then bending at the elbows, slowly lowering your body to the mat. Nice and strong. Inhale, lift through the chest into an upward dog. And then roll over your toes into downward dog. Take your gaze forward. Step forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine and lift your chest. And exhale, draw your chest to your legs. And on the next inhale, coming all the way back up, bring your arms up and back to Anjali Mudra. So starting to feel a little warmer, energy's starting to rise. Last round. Inhale, lift and lengthen the arms, looking up towards the ceiling. Exhaling, folding forward. Inhale, lift your chest, lengthen the spine, feeling the stretch down the back of the legs. Step back into high plank. And then slowly lower the body down to the mat. Inhale, lift up into upward dog. And then exhale into downward dog as you roll over your toes. Into downward dog. Take your gaze forward towards your hands. And then step forward into a forward bend. Inhale, lift your chest and lengthen the spine. And then exhale, draw your chest towards your legs. Inhale, come all the way back up. Hands back to Anjali Mudra. Nice work. Taking a few deep breaths here. And then we're going to come down to the mat, onto our buttocks. with our feet nice and wide. Good. Okay, so we're going to bring our head to our knee. So we start on the left side. So we're going to inhale and lift and lengthen through the arms. And we're going to exhale and take our hands down to the left side. So here you can hook your hands around the back of your foot, or you can hold on to your ankle or your shin. And we're going to stay here for 6 breaths. So we're bringing our head down towards our knee and relaxing into this pose. So it's quite a strong stretch down the back of the left leg and also stretching through the shoulders. On each exhalation, allow your body to surrender a little more into the stretch. And coming back to that beautiful purple ball in your third eye. Softening your eyes and just allowing that ball to grow and cover your body. Taking 2 more breaths here. And then releasing your hands and coming back up to sitting. Take a couple of breaths here. Then we're going to go to the other side. So we're going to inhale, lift our arms up nice and tall, stretching out, and then taking our hands forward to the right side. So you can hook your hands around the back of your foot or your ankle or your shin, and then bring your forehead down towards your knee and relax into the pose. On each exhalation, allow your body to surrender a little more into the stretch. We're going to have 6 breaths here. Feeling a deep stretch down through the hamstrings on the right side. One more breath. And then releasing your hands, coming back up to sitting position. And then we're going to bring our feet together, come up onto your sit bones. And we're going to inhale and lift our arms all the way up. And exhale, we're going to fold forward. And we're going to bring our hands down to our toes or our ankles or the shins, whatever is going to work for you. And bringing your forehead down towards your knees. So it's a deep stretch through the back of the legs and through the lower back. Stretching through the shoulders. We're going to take 6 breaths here. So the third eye is looking down towards the knees. And as you exhale, surrendering a little more into the stretch. Two more breaths. And on the next inhalation, coming back up to seated position. And then coming onto your back into Apanasana. And we're going to release any tension that we've created in our spine. Taking about 6 breaths here. And you can roll your body in a clockwise direction. And then when you're ready, you can go back the other way. You might want to rock from back to front. Just releasing any tension in the lower back from all those forward bends we've done. Don't forget to go back the other way and balance it out. after you've done your 6 breaths, bringing your feet back down to the mat. So you've laying on the mat on your back with your legs, your knees bent, your feet on the floor, your hands, palms down beside you. And we're going to go into some bridges. So we're going to draw our heels towards our buttocks. As we inhale, we're going to lift through the hips and bring our arms up and over the top of our head, bringing our chest up towards our chin, really squeezing through the buttocks. And then as we exhale, we're going to lower our spine down vertebrae by vertebrae, back down to the mat, and bring our hands back over onto the mat beside us. And we're going to do 5 more of those. Let's go at your own pace. Inhaling and lifting all the way up, feeling a stretch through the front of the body, a nice stretch through the back of the neck. And as you exhale, slowly bringing your spine back down to the mat and your hands back over the top. Go on at your own pace. And when you've done your 6, take your arms out to the side, straight out from your shoulders. Your knees are still bent, your feet are still on the floor. We're going to exhale into a twist. We're going to bring our knees towards the left, and we're going to take our gaze towards the right. Taking 6 breaths here. On each exhalation, allow your body to go into the twist a little more. Feeling a deep stretch up, right up the right side of the body, with the back of the shoulders on the mat. Feeling a nice stretch through the front of the chest. Stretching through the hip area. Just relaxing, letting your hands soften. One more breath here. And then inhale, bring your knees to center. And allow them to go to the right side, gazing to the left. Taking 6 breaths on this side. Feeling a nice twist through the spine and a stretch down the left side of the body. Bringing the back of your shoulders to the mat so you get a nice stretch through the front of the chest. Feeling a deep stretch through the left hip. Allow your hands to soften. Feeling the earth underneath your body, underneath your right foot, your right hip, your upper body and your arms. Taking one more breath here. And then inhale back to center. Bring your knees to your chest and moving your knees in a clockwise direction for 3 breaths. And then take the knees in the other direction for 3 breaths. And then bring your feet back to the ground. And we're going to go into our legs up inversion. So from here you can take your legs up the wall, you can go into supported, just put a support underneath your lower back and bring your legs up, or you can bring your body up into a supported shoulder stand, whatever works for you. If you're coming into the shoulder stand, supporting your hips with your hands and bring your elbows in a little closer. Have your legs up above your head, nice and light. Some movement through your ankles, having your legs nice and light. We're going to take 10 breaths here. You might like to take your feet out wide. And then drawing your soles of your feet together with your knees out wide like a butterfly. If you're in the shoulder stand, you might like to take your feet back up above your head and then drop them behind your head into a plow pose. Staying here for another 3 breaths. And then slowly lowering your spine down to the mat and relaxing into Savasana. So just coming into a nice, comfortable position, laying on your back. You might have your knees bent to support your lower back, or a bolster underneath your knees, or laying with your legs flat on the ground with your palms of your hands facing up. If you have an eye pillow, you might like to put that on. If you have a cardigan or a blanket, you might like to put that over you to retain the beautiful energy that you've been cultivating. I'm going to relax here for around 5 minutes into your Savasana, beautiful yogic relaxation.
Starting to come back into the room, noticing your breath, feeling the floor underneath you supporting you, feeling that blissful feeling of the energy from your yoga practice, noticing the sounds inside the room, and the sounds outside the room. Gently rolling to one side and stretching out your arms and legs. And you can stay there if you wish, or you can come to a comfortable seated position. A couple of mantras for your third eye chakra. I trust and honor my intuition. I trust and honor my intuition. My intuition and instincts guide me every day. My intuition and instincts guide me every day. So bringing together all of what you've learnt today and your healing for the third eye, you can cultivate this by asking for guidance and support. So developing your psychic. Things like when you go to a building and you stand in front of a lift, you can use that as a time to develop your psychic practices by trying to intuit which lift you think is going to open first. So standing in front of that lift and see if you can develop that skill a little more. So let's close off our practice with an Om. Bring our hands to Anjali Mudra, taking a deep breath in, and then breathe out all that doesn't serve us. Another deep breath in. Om. Bring your hands to your forehead and third eye for kind thoughts, and to your lips for kind words, and to your heart for a kind heart. Namaste. Thank you for being here for your practice today, supporting yourself and each other. Nice work,
Thank you,
ladies.
Jen. Thank you, darling. Thank you
You're
so much.
welcome. You're welcome.